Okay, just here with Terry Sands at the St Joseph's Festival 2013. You've sponsored St Joseph's College in terms of their sports kit, their rugby kit, for a couple of years, and you've supported the festival. How have you enjoyed the day?
Oh, it's been fantastic, and obviously to see St Joe's in the main competition and now reaching the final is fantastic, obviously for rugby and for the college, which is and of course for us, as because we're obviously now, well, we've supported the festival for a number of years, and now we've just entered into a 3-year contract to help them with some sponsorship of some kit and supply the kit with various different multi-sport games gear. So it's great for us as well.
Well, I've got to say they're looking very smart, both the players and the staff. So it's all there. What do you think of the rugby, the standard rugby that's been played? Obviously, there are some of the biggest rugby playing schools in England that have come here, and St Joe's seem to be right up there with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, over the last few years, St Joe's have kind of flattered to deceive a little bit, but certainly they've come good in this tournament, and I think obviously Peter Engeldow has brought a lot of structure to the way they play. You can see that. I've watched them in that last game they played against Dulwich. That even though they were up against a big, heavy pack of forwards, they kept at their task, and they kind of ground them down in the end. And unfortunately for Dulwich, they tired, and that enabled St Joe's to play to their strengths, which was obviously getting the ball wide.
Obviously, it was a bit of a semi-final. Not that it's structured that way, but they were the last 2 unbeaten teams in the tournament. St Joseph's are now the only unbeaten team in the tournament. We're not yet sure who they're going to play against in the final. Who would you like to see them play against?
Well, I'm not sure actually. I mean, I think they played John Fisher yesterday, I think that was that their first game of the.
No, it was RGS High Wycombe first game.
RGS High Wycombe.
John Fisher last game.
Yeah, and I think RGS are in with a shout, aren't they? From what I've heard.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think it doesn't matter who they play. We're just looking forward to a great game of rugby, and I think that the crowd and the support that St Joe's have got this year takes us back to the old days, if I may say so, when we've been coming here for 12, 13 years now, and I can feel that there's a difference in the air to what there has been certainly over the last 2 or 3 years, and it seems that they're coming back and coming good.
I see the little kids, obviously siblings of some of the players running around, all decked out in their St Joseph's gear, so that's pretty good. So they must be buying a bit from Samurai.
Well, certainly yesterday was a fantastic day. They all of the kids are supporting the rugby team in their droves yesterday. They were all coming in and they all wanted the same hoodies and the same t-shirts as the players, and which is great, because obviously I think they all aspire to playing in this St Joe's first team in years to come, which is exactly what all the mums and dads want them to do as well, because it's a great experience for them.
Now, there's a few players already involved in the England Academy within the St Joseph's setup, but are there any that you might be looking at with Bury St Edmunds?
Well, obviously George Wakakoko, I go back with his father some time. His father played for a previous club that I was coaching at, and now of course George has come back and he's come through St Joe's College, and he played for our British Bulldogs side, which is a young 18 to 23-year-old side last year, and he done very well. So and I do know he actually played some league games for Sudbury last year, but George is getting better and better. He's obviously under Northampton Saints Academy, which in my role as director of rugby at Bury St Edmunds, we've got some involvement with them. So I'm supporting George, watching George very closely, and hopefully he can develop into something special. I'm sure he will.
Are there any other players that you've seen from any of the schools that you'd like to have involved?
Yes, and I've got my little black book handy, but I don't think I can divulge too much at the moment.
Oh, it's a
One of them a
secret.
particular fullback, and I've been very impressed with the St Joe's 10 as well. Interesting, and even the St Joe's goal kicker has certainly hit the target several times.
He certainly has. And what about some Sevens players? Are there some guys here that might feature in your Sevens team?
Yeah, I think so. And obviously Dulwich College, Sam Howard, he's the coach of our Sevens, one of our Sevens teams, one of our Sevens development teams, and he's got his eye on several players. And we had players like Will Smith last year and Tom Brown, and all young guys that had come through, and they played in our team, and that was all part of their development actually, and they've gone on to play a better standard of rugby now. And Will Smith's with Old Albanians, and he's travelled a few places over the world with us, so I think it's fantastic, and you can see some great talent here.
Indeed.
And let's just hope that they all aspire to greater things, and they get their just rewards, because they've all seemed very committed individuals.
It's good to see rugby growing in popularity and growing in profile in East Anglia, not least Suffolk, and indeed Samurai leading the way.
Well, yeah, let's hope long may it continue.
Indeed. Terry Sand, thank you ever so much.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Thank you.